Hey, gun people. Well, that's a pretty good one. A ticket cop, probably somebody that hasn't made a real arrest. They have to go out and write tickets. Pulled this guy over for expired license plates. Doesn't say how much is expired. But he pulled him over for expired license plates, and his mom was in the back seat. He was taken to the hospital because she was having trouble breathing, and her mom died while the cop was arguing over the ticket and issuing the ticket because the cop didn't want to let him go. Welcome to the United States of the police state. I mean, tickets are just, it's one of the biggest things that cops do that just drive me nuts. You talk about bad PR, cops out there pulling people over writing tickets because you can't find your real requirements. Just disgusts me. We'll see what happens here.
Tonight, he was driving his mother to the hospital when he was pulled over by a Shelby County Sheriff's deputy. The deputy did call for an ambulance, but Abel's mother couldn't wait that long. CW30 Eyewitness News reporter Kevin Holmes spoke with the woman's son and with Sheriff Mark Luttrell about this emotional case. Kevin, what do we know about the deputy who ticketed the driver, and has he been disciplined?
Well, Joyce, the Shelby County Sheriff's Office is not releasing the name of the deputy tonight, but we do know he's been with the department less than 3 years. As of right now, this is still an ongoing investigation, and no administrative charges have been filed against this deputy. But the main question investigators have to answer right now is, did the deputy use proper discretion? Wayne Abel says he was less than a mile away from St. Francis.
I'm not sure why they're not releasing the deputy. That's public information. He's a public officer. He walks around, patrols public streets with a name tag. Why can't you release the officer's name? I do not get that. Doesn't pass the smell test.
Francis Hospital, which is on Germantown Parkway near Wolf Chase Galleria, that's where he was pulled over. He was pulled over because of expired tags. Abel says he asked the deputy to follow him to the hospital and write the ticket there, but the deputy declined. Now, his 83-year-old mother suffers from severe breathing problems, and Abel claims his mother died in the back.
You got an 83-year-old woman in the back having breathing problems, and you're worried about writing an expired ticket? I mean, what kind of idiot does that? I don't get it. I just don't get it. And they're going to defend this cop and say, you know what? He didn't violate policy. He made a lawful stop. He was in the course of his employment, and he was within policy. He has no liability. Sorry. Don't have expired tags when you're taking your 82-year-old dying mother to the hospital. Wow. Simply amazing.
Back of his truck. On top of that, Abel says the deputy showed no remorse.
Just by the time the ambulance got there, my mom, her head fell over, and her head was resting on her walking stick in her hand about the time the ambulance got there. And that's the hard part. That's the image I've got to live with the rest of my life, and the sound to hear my mom go through that and gasp, and to know that she could have been to the hospital maybe 10 minutes, maybe more than that earlier.
Situations like this require extreme good judgment, and it's very difficult to write a protocol for every judgmental type situation.
Okay, that's the problem that a lot of people don't see, and this cop's right. This guy's a sheriff, and he's got to write policy, but how do you write a policy to every situation? Officers, if there's somebody dying in the back seat, officers will escort the car, they will let the car go, they will get the driver information and release the driver, or they will call an ambulance. They're going to say there's a policy that says if you see somebody hurt, you have a responsibility to render aid or call an ambulance. So the cop was probably within policy, he called an ambulance. But you can't write policy for everything out there. You have to hope that you don't have robots writing tickets thinking it's the crime of the century, and they got nothing else better to do than to stop every car that drives by with a ticket because they have no life and nothing to do. Oh, the ticket writing cops just drive me nuts.
So we'll take a look at it. If it's a training issue, then we'll just try to emphasize to our officers that there comes time when they've got to make some good judgment calls and hopefully make the right decision in those cases.
Just make sure when he sees his mom, he gives her a big hug and tells her he loves her, and hopes that what happened to her what happened to my mother will never happen to his mother.
If there was wrongdoing on our part, we want to address that.
Yeah, you want to address it. That means we want to cover it up, say we took care of it. No, I know what they'll do. I got the answer right here. They're going to write a new policy. They're going to change their policy. Wow. Never heard that one before. That's a shocker. All right, we'll end that there.